Hey everybody, Miranda Baldridge with Advantage Real Estate here in Robertsdale, Alabama. And I have got Tim Brown with me today, who is a resident of Robertsdale. He has lived here his whole life. And he has been a member of the military. He volunteers with the Shrimp Fest in Gulf Shores, and he also runs the VFW in Fairhope. So I kind of wanted to chit chat with him today and get a couple of questions answered for you guys. How are you, Tim?
I'm doing great. Good morning, afternoon. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So you were military. Which branch of the military were you in?
United States Navy, ma'am.
Nice. Where all have you been in the Navy?
Well, let's see. I joined in 1989. Went through boot camp. Actually, I take that back. 1989. Man, my brain's foggy right now. But anyhow, I joined the Navy, went to boot camp in Orlando, Florida, went through my A school in Meridian, Mississippi. I was a yeoman. I went in as an E1. I helped the recruiters, which recruiters are professional liars, if you don't know.
Right.
They're going to tell you things. But anyhow, I helped my recruiter get 2 additional people, so I automatically got E2 when I graduated from boot camp. When I went to my A school, I finished the top 2 in the class, so I got to do what they call an accelerated advancement. So I went from E2 to E4 in less than 8 months.
Nice.
And then I was in a VAW squadron, which if you've ever seen, the Air Force has what they call AWACS planes. Well, the Navy has their form, but it's a carrier base, and so I was a part of that squadron. And we were actually in Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and I was on station in the Indian Ocean. We were fixing to take a 3-day port call to Diego Garcia, and the skipper come on the 1MC and said, "Get to your TVs." And about that time, Saddam Hussein had invaded Iraq, so we headed north. And invaded Kuwait. So the skipper said, "We're headed north. We got to get in trouble. We got to get in some trouble." And so as we got closer and everything, I actually got to meet Norman Schwarzkopf, shook his hand. He did tell us when he got on the ship, he said, and we had a big thing on the flight deck area. He said, "We breathed a sigh of relief once this carrier got into the Indian Ocean and then up to the Persian Gulf area."
Wow. Which carrier were you on?
I was on the USS Independence.
Nice. My husband was on the Shenandoah and the Constellation.
I actually did the morning radio show on the station, on the ship while we were at sea.
Did you really?
Yes.
I could see that. I could see that about you.
It was fun.
Absolutely. Why did you choose to join the Navy?
Well, my dad was in the Navy, and out of all 4 of the services, I figured you get to go to a lot more places in time being in the Navy. And the Navy actually rotates everybody every 4 years. So you go from sea duty to shore duty and all.
Right. How long were you in?
I was in for 5 years active, because when I did the accelerated advancement from E4, you had to give an additional active year. So I did 5 years active and then 3 years inactive. When Uncle Billy Clinton decided to tell everybody, "Don't ask, don't tell" on a Navy ship, I got out. So
Gotcha. So how did you get involved volunteering with Shrimp Fest?
I have been in the entertainment industry for quite a while. I have a DJ business and stuff like that. And I've done a lot of work at Oak Hollow Farms. And Oak Hollow Farms was having a Travis Tritt concert over there. This was, oh my Lord, probably 15, 20 years ago. And so during that, the people at Oak Hollow Farms, the Littles, asked me to come and help manage the stage and help out in that aspect and be their liaison and everything. So I did that. And so the concert was successful and everything. And so I got a phone call from a friend of mine who I went to school with named Tammy Halco. She was actually involved with the Shrimp Festival. And she said, "Hey, we need a stage manager. Would you like to come down and do it?" And first of all, Shrimp Festival, it's all volunteer. Everybody that you see there that has the staff shirts and on, it's an all volunteer organization. So I've been doing that almost 29 years now. So.
And the Shrimp Fest has been going on, this will be the 52nd year?
Correct. COVID took us out on our 50th anniversary, so it had to be moved. And so this is going to be the 52nd year this year.
Do you enjoy it?
I love it. It's a lot of work, but there's just, I mean, once you get it into your blood, you never want to get away from it. Some people have taken, stepped away from it, but they've always come back. And it's just, it's just to be down there amongst it for 4 days. I'm actually down there 5 days because I start on a Wednesday. And then by Sunday night, we wrap everything up and come home on Monday.
Nice. Nice. So you take care of the VFW in Fairhope, correct? So you're the quartermaster, right?
Correct. And to give you a distinction between, they're called VSOs, which are Veteran Service Organizations. Two of the biggest veteran service organizations around here is the VFW and American Legion. Now, there's a big difference between these two organizations. A lot of people don't know about that. If you have what they call a DD-214, you have an honorable discharge from the military, but you don't go overseas or get in any type of combat, you're more than welcome to join the American Legion. The VFW stands for Veterans of Foreign Wars. So if you have been in a conflict overseas, then it's a special designation that they give you, and it's put on your DD-214, and therefore you can be a member of the VFW. So there's a select few, it's really checked, but that's the difference in the two VSOs between the American Legion and the VFW.
Can you join both?
No, unless you have got the distinction of being a veteran of a foreign war, then yes, you can join both. But if you do not have the distinction of a DD-214 that shows you in any type of combat area, then you're not allowed. You can only go to the American Legion.
Interesting. Did not know that. So how did you get involved with the VFW so much and becoming quartermaster?
Okay, well, you know about a specific building in the city of Robertsdale that used to be a VFW.
Yes, I do.
I joined that one in 2004. And when I was in there for a year, the commander and all would come up and said, hey, you got a little bit of a accounting background. Would you like to be the quartermaster? We need a new quartermaster. The one we got, we just need to change out. So in 2005, they elected me as quartermaster, and I stayed for about 2 years in that position, and then decided to transfer to Alberta. Alberta was in fast need of quartermaster's position as well. And the Robertsdale VFW had enough people to do what they needed to do. So I went to Alberta, and I stayed quartermaster down there for 3 years. And then my run for the mayor of the city of Robertsdale in 2020, I didn't feel a good fit to be down with the Alberta VFW because of, how things run in these organizations, and, being a business owner and owning an establishment like you do, you understand rumor mills start. And there was rumors starting everything. I'm like, look, if I'm going to run for mayor, I do not need to be around rumor mills that are not true. So the command structure in Fairhope asked me if I'd like to come over there and join them because they were all friends of mine. I was like, sure. And so as soon as I got over there, they put me in as quartermaster, and I've been there for about 10 years now as quartermaster.
Wow, I didn't realize it had been 10 years you'd been over there.
Yes. So I've been almost about 20 years in the VFW organization.
Wow. So what fuels you not only in your commitment to the VFW and Shrimp Fest, but just what fuels you for your propensity to volunteer and want to help people, but also what fuels you in your life?
Well, helping people is the biggest thing that I like to do. I mean, sometimes you can never get paid enough to help out with somebody. Money is not everything in this world. It does make it go around, but honestly, it's just the feeling of helping somebody that is hurting. Is in during the times at our VFW in Fairhope, we have people call all the time needing a little help with their rent, needing help with the utilities. I had a young man that called us up, and he had just gotten custody of his kids, but the money it took to get his lawyers, he had his power shut off. So, we have relief funds available through the VFW that we help our local veterans, where you get points and stuff like that on it. So to see the joy, and a lot of times you're talking to them on the phone, but you can see the joy inside of them by just the expressions of their tones of voices that lets you know, hey, you did something good.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't realize that the VFW helped. There's so much I don't know about the VFW.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
because I didn't realize that they would do that for our veterans.
Yeah,
And I think that's great. And unfortunately, we don't have enough help for our veterans once you're discharged.
correct. And,
Um,
and and that's the thing about it is if you know somebody, and now they've got to have a DD 214.
right,
That's the biggest thing. A lot of times we like to help VFW veterans, but there's some veterans that they have a DD 214. They just need a little help.
right.
And so we help them out as well. Like I said, we buy groceries. We help with their rent, their utilities, various things like that. Matter of fact, we had a gentleman that his wife had left him, and he was not doing too well. So I got called from the national headquarters, and they asked if we could help put him up in a hotel for 5 days. And so we did. We paid for a hotel for 5 days and gave him gift cards to get food and stuff like that, just to help him get back on his feet. So,
That's awesome.
mhm.
How can others get involved with the Shrimp Fest?
Okay, as far as Shrimp Festival, there's a core group of people that are called, it's a committee.
Mhm.
There, a lot of times, there are very few that get off of certain. I'm actually the entertainment chairman. I book all the bands, and I have three, four, five people that really work close with me in the entertainment that manages the stages. Terry Cole's one of them. My wife Tracy, she helps out. Tracy Tucker, he helps out as well, and Mr. Jim, and we all come together down there. But I'm in the part right now. I'm in the planning stages of booking all the entertainment right now. So we take our our people that want to play.
Mhm.
They'll put in their application, everything from November through the end of February. And so now it's a matter of putting together and calling and getting those things set up. But if you want to get involved with it, first thing you might want to do is during the Shrimp Festival, they're always looking for volunteers to come in and like help in the beer tents and things like that for for beer. Some organizations will do it, and then how the tips that they get, they'll give that organization those tips for working in the booth with them. We've done that for a lot of folks, but that's the biggest thing is just come down and volunteer one time and see if you like it. And then after it's over with, get with somebody on the committee or contact the chamber and find out, you'd like to get involved on the committee and stuff like that. So it's not hard to do, but it is some hard work.
But it's all worth it.
It is. It very much so is. I've had the pleasure, basically, like the group from Quiet Riot. Those guys have been in the rock industry for years. Well, we had them on our stage about 10 years ago, and 30 days after their performance, their lead singer committed suicide in a hotel in Las Vegas.
Oh
So
gosh.
I met those guys. I've met oh my God, Eddie Money. He was just so funny. He had that one song called Two Tickets to Paradise.
Mhm.
So when he come off his bus, we had two sheriff's deputies sitting there with lights on, and we gave him two tickets in paradise. That's sort of funny. But things like that, it's fun. It really is. And I met Miranda Lambert. I met a bunch of folks doing it.
Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing. Well, I appreciate your time
Oh,
and
no
the
problem.
knowledge that you've shared for getting involved with the VFW and what you guys do for the veterans and how people can get involved with Shrimp Fest. So I absolutely appreciate your time today.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, you have a great day.
All right, you too.
Bye bye.
Bye.